So we're heading down the track now, down this track here, and the track we're heading on is the location I am to believe where Captain Robert Nyrak's body was moved 3 or 4 times when he was killed, murdered at the bridge. But you can see there, look, it's huge, it's absolutely massive. And if Matt UK or any of our local people that are watching this, you have to remember there's a big river down there. Or you can see, I don't know if I can get any closer to it. Maybe I'll try and show you this. You can see the big drop. Now it might not look too of a drop there, but there's about a 100-foot drop down there. And down there is a little river. In the winter time it floods up and it flows like a motorway. And myself and Sean were walking from the Ravensdale cottage out of here, and he drank a bottle of whiskey. And when the air hit him, he fell down the hill and landed in the river, and he was floating down the river. And at 1:30 in the morning, I was wheeling him out off the Ravensdale woods in a wheelbarrow. Just have to try to hurt someone down there. I definitely heard something in the bushes there behind me. Definitely heard something. Anyway, we're heading to the bridge. Now, Sean Walters has told us many of the stories here in relation to Captain Robert Nyrak and about his body was built into a stone bridge in the Ravensdale woods. There's only 3 of them here. There's one up there, one down there, and there was another story that his body was put through a meat grinder in the Ravensdale as well. But Sean Walters says no. If you need to go back and watch some of our videos, and you'll understand what Sean Walters was telling us. I'm to believe that he was interrogated right in the woods at the bridge, shot dead, brought up here in 3 or 4 different locations. Over the years his body has been switched around in different places. I did meet a man here one time, and he was about to bring me to his location. Very unusual. Now I'm after seeing another top on another bridge, and that top was back at the other bridge back there, because I didn't come this way. Never came this way. How did the same top land on the same bridge twice? At a different bridge twice. This is a different bridge, and I haven't come this way yet. Or have I? There's 2 bridges, and there's one bridge back there. That's another bridge. How did that top end up back here? I'm confused now. Anyway, we're going to keep going here before I lose my mind. We're going to walk back this direction anyway. Let's concentrate on the next one now. So we've done the gamekeeper. As I says, every paranormal investigation team are different. They do different things, different strokes for different folks. I could spend hours up at the gamekeeper's cottage. I could spend hours starting where the young boy got murdered. I could spend hours where the black dog was. No, that is the same bridge. That is the way we came up when we started our video. We're actually heading down towards the direction now where I am to believe the area of Captain Robert Nyrak's body has been moved in 4 different locations. So Captain Robert Nyrak, if you don't know who he is, this is the story of Captain Robert Nyrak. That's what he looks like. And Captain Robert Nyrak, I've done so many videos about him. He was involved in the massacre of the Miami show band. Some people said he wasn't, some people said he was, and this story can go on forever. I know there's a man watching. He's a retired soldier in the United Kingdom. He has phoned me a few times asking me to root out and find out where his body. Listen, I don't know where his body is. If I knew where his body was, I'd gladly pack him up and bring him back to England myself. I do not know where he is. I just come here, do my paranormal investigations, root out the stories, find the information, share my stories with you guys, and try and do spirit boxes to prove this story does exist. Now, I've done a few of them. I've got crazy results around here. I've even got the banshee down here in this section as well. If you don't believe me, take a look at the banshee laugh that I got. And if you don't believe that, well,
just do a quick spirit box
session. I don't believe it.
Alright, let's see what we'll pick up here in this spirit box session.
There's so much stuff going on in this woods.
What they expected. You're gonna spray it away. What do you see here, Trevor? More than they expected. Straight away. More than they expected. I told you this place is freaky, Trevor. Spirit, can you try and sell out to Philip and Trevor? As the story's true about the Hellfire Club.
But we're going to do a spirit box session here now.
It might be.
I'm going into the area, Captain Robert now. We'll do two, then we'll do partX 1 and we'll do Ghostly Lap. And then we'll use the radio, the Tesco radio one, down at the car park in relation to the Tribune boys that were drinking over.
Did you hear that?
In relation to drug dealing they were doing and the own
What the hell was that? Like a witch laughing. Swear to God, Trevor.
He's actually doing time now in jail.
A witch laughing, I swear to God.
So we'll turn around the camera. This is the Captain Robert. So we'll either a believer or non-believer. And if you're a non-believer, as I said, look, you don't have to watch, but if you like what we do, then do. So here we go, Spirit Wheel app, talk it out, let's see what happens. Captain Robert Nyrak, my name is Philip. I come with love, joy and respect. I am going to speak about your story now as we walk down this area. If you don't like what I say, just say it in the spirit box. You're well able to use this because you've done it on many occasions when I've been here. Captain Robert Nyrak, my name is Philip. I come with love, joy and respect. If you are, and you have the powers to do what you have, and you're able to communicate, you've done it before because you said, I'm absolutely innocent, you said. You should be able to say, well, my body is here. If you're absolutely innocent, say it now again. Were you involved in the murders, the massacre of the Miami show band? You were killed by the Irish Republican Army, shot in your head. You were taken away from the Three Steps pub, shot in your head. Your body was dragged up here and you were moved in different locations over the years. This is your chance to speak. Come on. Captain Robert Nyrak. Say your name. Come on. I'm recording, yes. My purpose. Oh. I come with love and respect. Looking for Captain Robert Nyrak's spirit to come true. Are you here? Captain Robert Nyrak. Are you here? Captain Robert Nyrak. Come on. Is your body in this location? I was told you hated life. Come on. Who's coming through? Who's coming through? Who's coming through on the device? Come on. Who are you? Captain Robert Nyrak, are you here? Are you here? I'm coming to the area where you said I'm absolutely innocent.
Family.
Come on, you gotta go home to your family. Come on. Tell me where your body is.
You have it in the room with you? Yes. Okay, where's the gun actually? Is it locked up or is it in your hand? No, it's in my hand. Okay. Let him know she's got a gun in her hand in her room. Can you hear him in the house? Yes. Okay, where's he at? He's downstairs. He's downstairs. Okay, and I take it, and if you're in the bedroom, that means you're upstairs? Yes. I have several officers on.
Don't know what that was, guys. It just came through the spirit box. Not a clue. does happen. I'm coming to the area now where Captain Robert Nyrak says I'm absolutely innocent. Captain Robert Nyrak, if you're innocent, say your words now. This is where I stood in these trees before, and you said you're absolutely innocent. Captain Robert Nyrak, is your body here? This is where I stood before, guys, on this track here, and this is where the spirit box says I'm absolutely innocent. Just here, along this hedge here, along the fence, and this is where he says I'm absolutely innocent. Now I do believe if his spirit was here, and he was very intelligent enough to say he was. I did get a few spirit box sessions off him before. He should be able to say it again and tell us where he is. Captain Robert Nyrak, is your body located here? Were you behind the massacre of the Miami show band? Come on, try and use this voice. I believe I'm in the area now. Yeah? Come on, say your name. Say Robert. Come on, say your name. Robert Nyrak. Say your name. Is your body here? Can you say, Robert, can you say your name? Robert, can you say it? Can you say your name, Robert? It's time for you to go home now. Your sister is dying. So, this is the area here, is to believe that Captain Robert Nyrak's body is located along this side here. I don't know, if I heard that, I'd write it in red, but there's so many stuff around here. I can hear footsteps going in the woods, I can hear people walking, I don't see anything. It is quite a freaky place. People are now starting to bury their pets here. Now it's becoming a pet cemetery as well. It can be a freaky place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this here before we move on, and we'll do a Paratex app here. I'm going to prove to you people are burying their pets here now as well. There you go, bunny snowflake. You can see it there. So let's do one here, a Paratex app here. We're not too far away from Captain Robert Nyrak's area as well. So we'll knock off that. We'll put on the Paratex for a minute, and then we'll be running in to do a spirit box session down at the car park where we have special guests waiting. Right, so this is the castle that we've seen here in the front. So what we're going to do in this one is we're going to walk around and show you what we could see. But to my left hand side there's actually a graveyard belonging to this property. So for the next half an hour or so, could be even shorter, we're going to walk around and see what we can see in the building. We'll switch on the spirit box, we're going to say nothing, and then when we get into the graveyard we'll call out from there. Okay, so let's go and have a look. There is the graveyard down there belonging to this. So we're going to see what we can see from here. big old house back in its time, is it? You can see where it's gone on the right. Big old building. You can see where it's gone there. Big old building back in its time. Don't feel weird or anything about this place. Don't know the history about this place either. Full of nettles. You can see it all in there. So what we'll do is we'll switch on the spirit box as we walk around the farthest bit we can do. So spirit box on.
To win the barbecue to gas.
Any spirits around here wish to communicate with me?
One electric car in Europe offers made up of her.
So that's all quiet, and to put the nettles around there, you're not going to get in the far side. Well, you could, but you get burnt alive. There's nothing really structured about it. But what we'll do is next, we'll just show you here what it looks like. And this is probably going to be a quick one. And we have another location to have a look on the way over. And you can see it there, big structure of a building. You won't get in, it's full of nettles. And then there's another kind of an old church graveyard down here. So we're going to have a wee wander at that. Yeah. And then we need to make our way back to the road into the cars. See you in a minute. This seems to be an old graveyard in relation to that castle. And we're just going to walk around and see what we see. And if I feel to switch on the spirit box, we'll switch it on for a couple of seconds. We'll have a quick gander. An old stone building in here. I would say whoever lived in that castle here would probably more likely be buried in here. Looks like an old church. Definitely an old church here. All overgrown now, is it? And it says, that one there says Toddy Harding 1945 to 1998. There's a load of stones there. Our car's only just actually parked down there actually. This looks like an old part of a graveyard. This is a good part now to just switch on the spirit box for a second. Any spirits around this graveyard who wish to say hello to me today?
We close off the second of our 3 hours of music today. And Juliet Baz.
And to believe this would have been a church belonged in here one time.
There, we got there. It's like that. Thank you.
Like the old houses with very thick walls, but the tendon of stone and it
Right, so nothing really happening here. I thought we would have got a bit of action in this one, but no, very quiet. Very, very quiet, but a beautiful, beautiful location. So let's roll on to the next location as we head home. See you in a few minutes. Right, so another little visit to another place. It's an old passage tomb just outside Slane, and we're just going to take a walk around it, show you the views, do a spirit box session, and we'll move on to one more location for you. So let's go. So the car is just parked there, and we'll just go through here. There's another location I always wanted to come in and have a nosy. Then we're going to have a look at it. It's an old passage tomb in County Meath. I say we'll get some beautiful views up on top of the hill as well. So we'll go and have a nosy. We'll have a look. Another beautiful day in Ireland. They said it was going to go lashing raining, and they said we're going to get massive heat waves again. So I don't even think they know themselves. So we'll go take a walk up here and have a look. And you can see the old passage tomb. Like if you remember when I did the Fort Knox tomb, first thing we're going to do is we're going to walk right up to the very top and see what we can see from the views. We're doing our spirit box session, and then we'll head off to our next location then. Fair big hill, as you can see. We're getting higher. Loads of different tombs, little shallow ways and everything, so there's hideaways. So there's loads of different. So I think what we'll do is, it looks like there's a load of different tombs here. We'll switch on the spirit box as we walk around, and we'll see does anything happen. So if I see it, I'll write up and write. Right, so you're going to see what I see. And switch on the spirit box. Good evening to the spirits.
Society. Remembering, by the way, in this country, I think it was 3 billion a year. 3 billion a year.
What's the story in relation to this tomb?
No, that's 4%. That's green.
Ask the question. Okay.
Is for
There are many people buried in these tombs.
With Gavin James in boxes of it. It was a hectic lunch and over the ground.
I'm afraid
Let's ask the question now. Is there any spirits in this location that wish to speak to me? My name is Philip.
Bread is baked. Like that, a little bit less.
all that sort of and they decided they're going to Howard was neighbours and close friends.
Grace is one of our rising acts for this.
Grave. We got grave. So we definitely got grave. It's the only thing that I picked up. So we go down. Let's go down the hill here a minute so we concentrate. These are old passage tombs years ago, and in these passage tombs, people used to live in them and used to bury their dead as well. Don't really see anything, to be honest, yeah. Don't feel freaked out or anything. There's an old well here. Let's have a look at that. And we walk one lap around it, and then we move on to our last location. In County Meath, there's loads of different passage that you can go and visit. And there's one here now with an underground tunnel, so we'll show you that. And some of them that you can actually go into them. You can see the tunnel going in there. And then the more tunnels go way back in. I see the red in here. What were these tombs used for?
Hello, here, good morning. Even interesting. Vaccine now.
So we do one little trip around. There's a few little entrances in there, right, but they're all caged up and locked up. What we'll do is I'll take a walk around, and if I see anything interesting, I'll switch back on the camera and I'll do a spirit box session. But I think we're just going to have to walk around and experience it ourselves. There's all little holes and shallow ways, as you can see. Little entrance into the tombs here. Oops, bird flew out that one. I don't know if we can put on the light here.
To somebody recently, don't give they say.
Any spirits wish to say hello to me?
For instance.
So you can see that one. There's actually it's going in, but it's all locked. You won't be able to get in there. So we'll move on to the next location. So we'll just keep walking around and see what we see. So that's one. It goes right in there. It's a pity that there would allow people in to have a look. So we just walk around the whole lot, and then, as I said before, if we see anything, we'll record it. So join me back in a minute. If anything else pops up, I will. So if anything else pops up, I will record it, and I'll put on the spirit box. But every time I go walk another 100 yards, there's something else, but it doesn't seem to be in this one. So we just turn around the camera, give you the last look as I'm walking back towards the car. So by the time I nearly do that, it'll be time to walk back. It's a big, huge tomb. Size of that tree there. Yeah, so that's it. So join me back in another location in a couple of few minutes. Our last little trip on the way out. Yeah, so very interesting. Pity we couldn't get into that tomb though. That'd be another very interesting spot. I know there's another graveyard over there, but it's only a flyby just to see what we can do. We haven't done any paranormal investigations in a while, and this will probably be our last one for another while, because sometime in August I will be out doing a fishing trip. But if this weather keeps up and it doesn't ease off and it doesn't get any colder and we don't get much more rain, we'll probably do a Hellfire Club trip. So to show you these two stones here. So I'm trying to show you these big rocks here in relation to this tomb.
There's nobody there.
No, there isn't.
I
I said, got the tellers. And he had placed little notes on their doors. They needed anything to show.
Right folks, that's it. We're moving over to our next location. I thought we were going to get on to something there spooktacular. So right, join me in our next location in a couple of minutes, about half an hour from the home. And yeah, you can spend the whole day driving around looking at all these different places. But as I says, this is only a flyby. And yeah, so I'll show you another story in a few minutes. See you then. Right, so we're in our next location. We're on the River Boyne. This is one that I always when I drive by, I always wanted to pop in. It's a famous little location for the fishermen. This is one of the reasons I liked coming here, because I love the fishing myself. But I don't do the salmon fishing, I don't do the trout fishing, I just do the pike fishing. And it's a real good salmon hole for the salmon coming up from the River Boyne up to lay their eggs before they go back out to sea. And over the years, unfortunately, there has been 4 drownings in this river, in this part of the river. 2 fishermen went out salmon fishing, fly fishing, and they walked out into the river and the waders got filled up with water, and unfortunately they drowned it. That was 2, and I just found out there a few minutes ago that a couple of 100 yards up the stream again, that 2 medical students actually went out for a dip and they actually drowned, and they were medical students. So there's actually 4 drownings in this little swimming pool here. So all we're going to do is we're going to give you a quick look around. We'll switch on the device for a few minutes and see what happens. We'll develop it from there. So as you can see, that is the river here. And actually you wouldn't think it was deep from the road, but it's actually a big deep hole. And what happens is the salmon come from up from the River Boyne, up from the sea, up along the shore here, come all the way up along, travel all the way up, and they come up and they lay their eggs, and that's what they're at up here. And a few salmon's only actually jumping up above us, up above here. But what happened was the guys that do their salmon fishing put on their waders, and they put on the waders here, and it's fairly deep water there. You could be talking about 13 to 14 foot of water just there, and it's very shallow over here. So this is the area around here where these guys went out with the waders, and the water's filled up with them unfortunately, and they drowned it. And just up above the bushes up here to the right hand side is where the 2 medical students drowned it as well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to call out and see do we pick at them before we go out. We'll switch on the spirit box, and we'll pay a bit of respect to them as well. So it's a sad one, because I'm a fisherman myself, and I know what it's like when you come fishing here. And there's the hole there, the big deep hole, and the 2 fishermen went out there one day. You can see it's below, the river flows down here. Look at that. You can see they're coming in here to spawn, you see. And you see the water would be shallow out there, but the deep hole is in here. There's a kind of a deep pool in here. And what happens is that is where they got caught, as the anglers coming in. It's a sad one. So I'm just going to switch it on. In remarkable respect for the 2 anglers who came fishing here on a fishing day trip. and unfortunately your waders got filled up with water and you tragically lost your lives in this river. My name is Philip. I come with love, joy and respect, and I send love to your family and friends. And if you use the device I have in my hand to send a message to your loved one, please do so.
With that, by the way, I'm a lad that's cutting your back garden hedges or something, getting 20 quid for himself. I know the revenue are supposed to know about it, etc., etc., but I don't have an issue with that. I don't think anybody does.
I don't agree.
Where we...
And alive and you get on down.
As I sit here and admire this beautiful river, you can see why the fishermen love it. It's absolutely a fantastic spot. If you're into your fly fishing in for the trout and the salmon, a beautiful, beautiful place to come. But as I'm looking up along the river, you can see the salmon jumping, leaping left, right and centre, way, way up there. And it's really a magical moment. If you're out there with your chest waders and you're wading across over there to fly fish, hoping to hook into the salmon. It's a magical, magical spot. But you can see this spot is here is where they got caught in this big, huge, deep hole here. It's a sad one to know that 2 anglers drowned in there and 2 more down below. So let's take another little walk. Right, just finishing up here in this little area here, and we're going to talk about what happened to these anglers before we finish up. So don't want to put the people on camera because it's not right to do it. So we're just going to finish off. Meet me over at the deep hole in a minute and we'll have a wee gander here and we'll finish it off. So see you in 2 minutes. Right, we're just about to finish up here. There isn't much that you can do to have a gander around here because there's only 2 or 3 swims in here. But this is the River Boyne, and unfortunately, when you ask the stories around here, you get the answers straight away. The River Boyne in this little location here has taken 4 lives out of this little area here. 4 that people know about. So let's tell you, the first one is where this little hole here is. It's the deep. They have a name. It's called the deep hole. And when the tide comes in, the salmon run up and down this river here for their spawning. And sometimes some of the fish get in here into this little hole here. But the first tragedy happened is 2 lads were magnet fishing here in this hole, and their magnets got caught in the mud and they were pulling the rope in and the rope got caught on something, and one of the young lads jumped in there to free the magnet and he got stuck in the mud and he drowned it. The other angler was out here chest wading, making his way down the river here, fishing for the salmon, and the waders got trapped and they were filled up with water, and he lost his life. So there's 2 in the last 3 years. And down to the left hand side, down over here, is where 2 medical students also went in swimming and lost their life as well. A very, very, very sad location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around the camera. We'll talk about this and see do we pick anything up and then we'll finish it up. I want to send my love and respect to the angler who lost his life, salmon fishing, and the young man that lost his life magnet fishing.
Skiers and those using motor boats. Follow the distance. Like you.
So I don't know if we picked anything up in that, but I want to respect the area. There's a lot of people here sitting down reading books, so I don't want to freak them out with anything to do with the spirit box. But that is the location that the young lad was out doing his magnet fishing, dropped in his magnet, got caught in the mud, and the other young lad jumped in to free it, and he got stuck in the mud and he drowned it. And over there is the fisherman lost his life. If anybody's been affected by this, there's a sign here, Samaritans talk to us, we listen, on 116123. So that is it. So we're going to leave it at that. I always wanted to pop in and pay my respects. Yeah, so it's a sad story, unfortunately, and we're going to leave you that one, and we'll see you hopefully on the bank in the next couple of weeks if the weather conditions pick up. We need bad weather to come back fishing. If not, we'll be out doing another investigation. So it's goodbye from me, it's goodbye from Caroline, and we'll see you in the next one. Slán, go forward. Bye bye.